Hi Stitchy friends, this is Shanda from along the Continental Divide in Idaho, and welcome to 2022 Stitching. It is so blustery here in Idaho today. Rain, snow mixed. The sun is just barely starting to come out. But it's a perfect day to sit inside and stitch, to read a book, do whatever you'd like to do. But the bulk of my FlossTube today, I'm going to do a whip parade in February for my February episode. But today I thought I'd show you some of the kits that I have kitted up. Some have been kitted up for a long time, and others I just finished kitting up after being able to get a little bit of the flosses that I needed, the colors that were kind of MIA, and I finally got my hands on some. So I'll start with my book of days here that I use. This is strictly, though, I use it only for, it's the one with a really cool new cover that's, that picture is absolutely stunning. And in here, I record anything and everything that I work on needle and thread wise, down to my cross stitch and my quilting and anything related stitching wise is in here. I also have a planner. This is just a small planner. It's an 18-month planner, and I get these every year at Hobby Lobby. It's not expandable. It's just on a ring binder. But this is my second life in addition to this one. But in here, I guess the point what I'm trying to say is in here, I recently wrote some retreat dates that I want to share with you. Northwest Primitive Stitchers is a Facebook group, and they are going to be having a retreat this year in Missoula, Montana, September 16th, 17th, and 18th. Their designer that's visiting and will be teaching us is Elizabeth Taleo. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. Talledo, Taleo, from Dames of the Needle. It is going to be held, I think I already said this, in Missoula, Montana. If you're interested in all, go to the Facebook page. It's NW for Northwest, but use the abbreviation, NW Prim Stitchers. Search on that, and then once you are accepted, and there's a downloadable document in there, and it has all the information for the retreat. I think they're capping it at 30, but I am so excited. This will be the one retreat that I get to go to this year. It is a hop, skip, and a jump away from me here in Idaho, and I'm really, really excited for this retreat. There will be a additional class on finishing drums and a make it and take it freebie Friday night, I believe it is. All the fees are, everything is self-inclusive or all-inclusive. The cost is $275 for those 3 days, hotel room included, and the retreat fee. The only thing it does not include is, of course, transportation there, and I believe there's a no-host dinner on Saturday night. But double check the information that you'll download if you go to the Facebook group, NW Prim Stitchers. Yeah, Elizabeth Taleo of Dames of the Needle will be our guest, guest designer. Very reasonable. That, like I said, I think they are capping it at 30, and I'm really, really excited to be going to this year. There will be a smalls exchange. I believe the theme is birds, and a swap table and all kinds of fun things. So put that on your calendar, September 16th, 17th, and 18th, to join us in Missoula, Montana. Beautiful town, beautiful setting. It should be a beautiful time of year. I'm really excited about it. Okay, I think I'll go on to my FOs next. One of my finish was Sleigh Bells by Country Rustic Primitives. This is what it looks like finished, all totally finished up. I'll see if I can get that glare off for you. I just love it. I'm gonna have a big finishing FFO party, fully finishing object party in the summer when I can spread out. I'll be up at my mountain house and I can kind of spread out and finish some of these by Country Rustic Primitives. This one, you know, most pictures, like anything, most pictures don't do them justice. They just, when you get it done and going and then ironed, and it's just beautiful. Let me see if I can hold that up there for you. I just love it. Just love it. Absolutely beautiful. So that is an FO for me. FO stands for finished object. Not fully finished yet, though. The next one I finished was from the 2016 issue, winter issue. It just says 2016 Christmas winter issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And it was this Christmas bird. Let's see if I can get the glare off of that. And here is my finish. This one too is just beautiful. Hold that up there so you can see it. Very, very pretty finish. Love it. It's not too primitive to me, but it's classic, I think. Just the word Christmas and a bird. Just beautiful. Okay, and now I'm going to go on to trying to still keep everything in perspective here. While I have my magazine here, let's look at the next thing. The next thing is a whip, and I thought I was going to get this done, but not quite. This is Cookie's house. And to be quite honest, I did not enjoy this one at all. I don't know what it was. I think I was anticipating, I don't know. I kept looking at that border, and the border is just some embroidery, some straight stitching. I just kept looking at that border thinking, I'm struggling with this. I'm not crazy about the wreath effect. I like the tart effect, the tart pan effect, but not the wreath effect. And I struggled with this one. So I think the more that I struggled, the more I was like, I just want this done. And I'm going to finish mine into just a small pillow keep. But here is my finish. Or not my finish, my work in progress. I am going to finish the tree, finish the house, and then I'm calling it quits. I'm not going to do that border. I'll finish the snow and the door, you know, but just not put the round wreath effect in there. I don't know why. I just really struggled with this one. It'll finish square, I guess is what I'm saying. There'll be some snow. There's some snow up on top of the roof and whatnot, but I don't know why. I just didn't enjoy stitching on this one at all. Maybe it was because I was trying to rush it and get it done before New Year's Eve so I could have that done and out of my way. The chart is a little bit hard to read with the wreath effects coming off of it. I don't know, but it's almost done. So it will continue to be a whip probably till next month. The next one, this one was stitched, started twice. This was, let me show you the chart first. This is Jovianna, 1841. By From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. This screams January to me. Look at the colors, the blue and the silver, the alphabet. Just a beautiful, beautiful chart. I am going to put an ancestor's name down there along the bottom. I'm going to start doing that with all my charts, I think, so I can kind of memorialize them. But this is the chart, and I started at first 1/1 on 28 count, and that was how big it was. And this is 28 count vintage smoky white casual linen. And if you've ever tried stitching 1/1 on 28 count, your stitching thread gets lost in the fabric thread of what you're stitching on. You have to be really careful not to pull too tight, or the thread will just slide under those threads that are on here. Linen is more open weave than an even weave. There's nothing to stop it from going underneath those loose weave fibers. So this was 1/1 on 28 count. And I turn it around at bottom end. This is 2/2 on 28 count. And that's how much I have done. I'm probably going to be working on this now exclusively in January. I want to get this one done. But I just love that lantern. The colors in this are just, they are just so January. Blue and silver. I just really, really like this. I think this chart is very understitched. I love this chart, so. There it is. I keep saying, Wendy, I'm going to have a surprise for you one day and get it finished, and I will. I think this one would have been a lot more further along had I not decided to start it over again. So, Jovianna 1841, 2/1, 2/2 on 28 count. I love the color of this linen too. Okay. That is just in a simple, even the project bag is blue and white that I made for this one. Okay, on to these kits. Some of these, like I said, I just barely finished, and some of them will have, I know I said I was never going to do haul, and I'm not going to do haul, but some of these were very recent acquisitions, and one I want to tell you about here with these. But the most recent one is Non-Forgotten Farms. I did just download this one this week. Non-Forgotten Farms and Fritz 1824. Oh my, can you see that? Oh, this chart is amazing. And Fritz 1824. And I already started to kit up some of the flosses. I don't have any fabric for any of these yet, I don't think. But I think what I want to share with you as I get started are these rings. It might have been, I don't know who it was, so I'm not going to say a word. But I ordered these off of Amazon. Sometimes our floss drops on the bookbinders get heavy and bulky, and my DMC or my cards don't slide easy over the hinge. So I thought I would give these a try. And I was kind of disappointed when I first got them. I ordered the 4-inch, and I was really kind of disappointed because I thought, oh, I've just made a big mistake. I'll have to do it again. Because the 4-inch literally finishes like this. It's no bigger than the size of a $50. And I was really quite sad. But then I went on to Amazon. I thought, okay, if these were 4-inch, I need like about 6 or 8-inch. But then it said, but you can hook them together. So I put two together. Sorry for that light that's coming in weird back there. And on my chair, you can see I've got some bread rising for a dear neighbor. I don't know if I'll make it out today though. It's so rainy and blustery, but at least it will be baked. But anyway, you put two 4s together and they made a much bigger ring. You end up with this. Just they're lightweight. They're not as thick. They're more easily pliable. They don't take up as much room. Yeah, I'm really loving this idea. So anyway, Anne Fritz 1824 is kitted up with my new floss rings. Look at that chart. And I would say once my whips are, I don't want to say caught up, because I'd like to say whips no more in 2024, and that is my ultimate goal. But I'm going to allow myself a few starts every now and then, maybe no more than 4 or 6 a year. But I think I was counting up in 2021, I finished up with 21 finishes. Only 7 of those were samplers, 2 of which I gave away as gifts. Some smalls and seasonals in there. But I figure and it left me within the low 50s, high 40s for a whip count. And a whip is work in progress. That has at least 1 stitch in it. These are all kits that I'm going to be going through, but I really want to focus now on some bigger projects to get that whip number down, and even throwing in some smalls. Stitching has kind of taken on a little bit different meaning for me. I don't want to say I love to start things. I do, but maybe I'm a recovering serial starter, because I want to finish what I've got going on. And I don't know. It's all our dream to finish everything we start right away. But the next thing I have kitted up is 1831 Christmas from Plum Street, and this one looks like I have a small little piece of fabric in there that I want to use up. And unless it's super glaring, I'm not going to take these out of the package. 1831 Christmas. Only because why? It has a sheep on it. This is an ugly bag project. But you can't see my feather tree back there, but I'm making a few stockings. Merry Christmas. Or excuse me, Merry December. 3 stockings for December from Blackbird. I have those kitted up, and again, I put those on a new floss drop. Again, Merry December. I'd like to make a few of these for my feather tree. The one I love the best is right back here on the back. It's the one with the house. Oh, I love that. And the one with the deer up here. What I did was, I am going to retire. I think I've said this before. I'm going to retire in May. So with each paycheck, not the whole paycheck, keep in mind, but some, I go down, and about the only haul acquisitions I'm getting is some thread, because I've already run across a couple of colors that are non-existent. I really think that they are scarcer than all scarce, and I can't find them, and I don't want that to happen too much as I start working on these in my retirement. But I did go down and kit up a few more. So most of my haul is for the last 2 or 3 months, it's been nothing but thread. Let's meet at the Garden Gate Pin Keep, Stacy Nash. Oh, look at that house. And I got flosses for that. For the kits that I did not dig out I have, the new Stacy Nash one from Country Sampler. I haven't gotten mine yet, but that drum is over the moon. And I got the first Girls Club Stacy Nash. That kit is put away also. But I was also last year a member of the Scattered Seed Samplers. Once a quarter Tammy sends you a kit, and I didn't get those out either because they're kind of tucked away in a hard spot to get to, and I just reached the ones that are here. And the Rubbermaid tote that, stares at me every day in the face and laughs at me. Was it Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts? That's her mocking basket. I have a mocking basket of kits that just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh at me, saying, haha, you can't start me yet. The Scarlet House Fall Frolic. Try and hold it over here. That white moon, the dark salt box house down here. And again, I put them on one of those rings. I have quite a stash of fabric, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, this one is, I just kitted this up and let my cousin have the second copy I had of this. This is from a designer that I have not heard hide nor hair of. It is, the designer is Stone and Thread, and this one is called Little Log Cabin Sampler. And I've had this for nigh unto more than a decade. It says 2008. Again, the sheep, the alphabet, the little log cabin. And I kitted that up with some threads this fall. Not all these that I just recently do. Some I just did do just recently. But I'm trying to kit these up so that I don't have to worry about threads. A couple of colors that I'm missing. Country Redwood. I do have some, but I don't think I have enough Country Redwood to finish the projects they are needed in. All three of these are Gentle Arts. Country Redwood, Tin Bucket, and Dark Chocolate. I'm wanting Dark Chocolate for the Floral Motif Sampler. I don't think Dark Chocolate can be found. I've just looked everywhere, called everywhere, looked everywhere. The next kit is, oh, this is in a little bag I got from So Much to Love. It's got sheep on it. Me and my sheep, because I grew up on a sheep ranch. This is Sarah Casey Unwin by Chessie and Me. I would dive into this today, but I'm practicing self-restraint. I got it all kitted up. But mine, I think I'm going to do on, it's going to be over 1. Prim Vintage Cloth, 25 count Lugana. So you can see that. It's kind of a primitive, but I need it to be smaller because she is a very large girl. I think her count is, well, it's buried in, but it's like 250 over 280 or 280 by 280. She's a really, really big girl. So I'm going to do her a little bit smaller. The next one is the Gather In by Plum Street Samplery. I'm gonna have to pick up the pace here because I don't want this too terribly long. Who does not love that chart? It's a good fall one. Again, this one is on a ring, which is fine. These rings are fine too. These regular floss drops. The other ones though are so much more lightweight. This is on one that's a turkey. And it looks like I'm stitching this or wanting to stitch this one on 36 count graham cracker, which I'm pretty sure is called for. So, oh, just so pretty. And this is almost what I would consider full coverage almost. I mean, the size of that barn is ginormous. So, and I'm going to leave off the horse's name and Edna's name. I'm not going to put that stitching in there. I'm just going to fill it in with something else. Put the year in there and Gather with Grateful Hearts across the top. But I'm not crazy about Callidope's name or Edna's name, the proprietress. I'm going to leave that part off. That's just in a bag from, I don't know where these bags come from, but I love the Betsy Ross 13 Star flag. And I have a flag for my home out of this, but I can't remember where I got this bag. Teresa Kogut had these, I want to say. Hannah Carter, 1838, Shakespeare's Peddler. And I'm just going to be doing this in black coffee. I don't know what my fabric's going to be yet. Hannah Carter, 1838. I love the saying with this. Hannah Carter, 1838. Besides the beautiful alphabets on this, it says, have communion with few, be familiar with one, deal justly with all, and speak evil of none. Hannah Carter, December 18th, 1838. Beautiful sampler. And I think she's kind of a big girl too. Yeah, 208 by 255. So I'll probably pick something smaller so I can do her over one. I just do not have room for all the samplers I want to put on my walls. They have to be smaller. Stacy Nash Primitives, Silent Night and Pin Keep and Ornament. I'd like to do them both, but I'm leaning towards just the one with the big red house on it first, and they're kitted up. And there's some country redwood in there. But like I said, I don't, for the projects that I have that have country redwood listed, I need more country redwood. This is one that needs a tin bucket. Is Stacy Nash Primitives. This is called the Pomegranate Sewing Tray and Persimmon Scissor Fob. Now we're getting down into some of the older charts that I have that are, I kitted up. This one is from 2014. Those blue flowers. It looks like I'm doing this one on, I did put in there some uniform blue from Gentle Arts. Milk and Honey 36 count fiber on a whim. You can never do too many Stacy Nash. I won't put it into a basket like that. I'll probably just, I don't know, frame it or maybe just hem stitch it. Beautiful. Okay, now we're getting down to some really cool older charts that I've kitted up that I want to do. And these are definitely not all, I would say 5-year radar. Some of these are definitely 5-year radar. I have enough floss now and fabric. There's no reason why I couldn't do them 5-year radar. Liberty 1776. This is 2011. Little House Needleworks. Carol Saltbox Stitcher has done this one. And it looks like I've kitted it up with 32 count vintage country mocha Belfast linen. And then all my flosses are down in there. Flosses that are called for. Some of you were lucky to finish this year. The Reverend Gordon Squash Bottom, Not Forgotten Farm. And I got most of the called for, it looks like DMC, and I'm stitching him on, I don't know what, a Mr. Linen. This is 30 count antique lamb's wool. And he is stitched on 30 count Old Farmhouse linen. This is the color I'll be stitching him on. The next one is a La-Di-Da home needle book. Love it. And I kitted it up with just some DMCs. That's what's called for, is DMC. 4 DMC colors, 310, 645, 822, and 3857. French woolens, Plum Street Samplery. Got to get my sheep in there. Some of those look to me like they've got Pendleton blankets on them. That's why I loved it. Looks like I'm stitching this on, ooh, this will be a new one for me. 40 count Rand, Picture This Plus. I don't do too much on 40 counts. And this one is kitted up with, looks like the DMCs that are kind of a mess, but they're kitted up nonetheless. I've loved that chart for a while. Oh, this is a classic. And I do have the fall or autumn, but the summer, winter, autumn books. Autumn is in a whip project bag because I'm doing Pumpkin Blossom, which is on the back of the chart. But you will see that next month when I do my whip parade. Because today I'm doing a kit parade. wishful thinking. 2022, January, it's a new year, right? But I do have this all kitted up. It looks like I kitted it up with DMC. They're kind of a mess. My floss ring. I've made a bunch of these. It's actually a picture that I took from the chart, or of the chart, and the little charm here says, "It's mocking me, Olivia." It says, "Imagine." You see that? What's up with that? Imagine working on me. I'd love to. I would love to. I don't know, there's about half a dozen left. This one was a kit from the retreat I attended in September, put on by Quilter Station from Chessie and me. I want to do the needle roll here. It says Acorn and Crow Stitching House, but I'm going to be doing the needle, let's put it that way, needle roll. And then this is what it looks like on the inside. And Linda kitted it up with called for, and I remember making the rope with Christy from Daisy K Primitives. So here's the rope with a little rope making tool. The called for, I'm not sure what Linda kitted this up with. It looks like a graham cracker or maybe Mayflower, but look at her fun little card. This I just took straight from the retreat and put it in a project bag so I could, this is all I got done at the retreat, was making a little rope, which is for the key fob, or the scissor fob. Oh, it's just, This one I kitted up last fall. I remember it was right around Halloween. I was at Maggie's at a Stitch In. She has one, Maggie's on Main in Emmett. She has one every third Saturday from 10:30 to 2:30. Scarlet House, Carol Suffling, 1848. Children to your creator God, your early honors pay, while vanity and youthful blood would tempt your feet astray. And I kitted this one up with, I think what I did, because this looks like overdites, is I took this chart and I pulled all the DMC and then went around and converted it all to overdites. And my little floss drop there says, "Living the Simple Life with a sheep." Go figure. If I could, what would it be like to have no kits, to start all of this in 1 year, just do nothing but start, add to your whips, and at least everything would be in the same stage. Nah. Scarlet House, Strawberry House, Pin Keep, and Scissor Weight. Look at the strawberries with that white house. And I kitted that one up with overdies. Yeah, one of the benefits of unkitting all this would be I'd have all these flosses, but Floral Motif Sampler. Who has not seen this beauty? This is the one I need the dark chocolate for. And I've kitted that one up with everything but the dark chocolate. All the overdies. Yeah, I've got, maybe I lied a little earlier. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. This one is Pineberry Lane. I have never seen this. I haven't seen anybody stitching this. This is from 2000. Let me open it up. I saw this and I just went, oh, my jaw dropped. Pineberry Lane, 2011, maybe that's why. It's available. Pineberry Lane 2011. I kitted it up with overdies. Autumn on Marigold Lane. Oh my word, where have I been? Just love that. And I believe this one is complete. I just need to pick out some fabric to stitch this one on. Called for is 30 count R&R broomstick brown. This one was almost what I started on New Year's Eve, but I worked on Wendy's Jovianna 1841. Miss Bingley's Library, Plum Street Samplery. Everybody's got to love a great big white house. And it looks like I'm going to start this on Zweigart Edinburgh Flax, 36 count. And I remember getting this piece at Quilter Station when I was there in Missouri. I also pulled, for some reason, 20 count cork. I'm not sure what I was thinking. Maybe I didn't want it quite so big. But I did kit it up with overdyes, the called for overdyes. This one I know I did just kit up, a week or so ago. Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. This is an oldie but a goodie from 2013. It's called Three Tulips. Alphabet, that rabbit, and that big black pot or urn. And see, I put it on one of these really flexible, these are on Amazon listed under like keychains. And they're cable, they're made out of cable. Very pliable. I mean, they're very pliable. Just really, really am enjoying these. But those are my flosses. Don't know what I'm going to stitch this on yet. Called for is 40 count parchment by Weeks Dye Works. And the stitch count for this is 132 by 200. So it's tall. Because the 200, it's 200 high. And on 40 count, it would finish out at, well, I don't know what it would finish out at, but you need a 12.5 by 16 inch piece. So, I don't have too many spring pieces. As you can see, I'm stitching everything from Christmas to Halloween to fall to samplers to whatever. 3 more. Ohio Farmstead Pin Keep. This is from 2000 and it doesn't say, but it's Stacy Nash. Look at the peacock and the red house. Yeah, I don't know the date on this one. This one I downloaded though, obviously because it's in a, oh, I don't want to show you the chart. Yeah, sorry, there's no date on this one, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Looks like I'm going to stitch it on 36 count Winter's Brew by R&R, and I kitted it up with DMCs. The last one, I started kitting this up a while ago, and I just finished because I was inspired by you, Carol. O Tannenbaum. I do not have the box, so I'm going to make a bunch of small pillows, but I kitted it up with overdyes. And it is in my Christmas bag that I made. Was it 2 years ago? I took 1 month and did nothing but project bags. And anyway, oh, I don't want to show you the chart. But anyway, O Tannenbaum by Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. Second to the last is, I bought these so many years ago, and I'm dying to start them. I even got the little horn book. It's Summer Schoolhouse Lessons in Abecedarian 1, 2, and 3. And then I even got the little horn book. It's right up here in the corner of lesson 4. Can you see that little horn book? I haven't quite decided. It looks like I've kitted it up with the called for overdyes. There's a cayenne in here, but the called for overdyes. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to stitch this up all in one long or 4 individuals for pillows. It's a beautiful chart though. Lessons in Abecedarian. Let me show you the, see, here's one. See that? Well, here they all are as pillows. Oh my word. Just divine. That I think I may start this one this year, maybe one of my starts. Okay, and then the last thing I kitted up is for Christmas. I got a beautiful gift from a dear friend of a lot of these Santa floss drops. And because I needed 22 floss drops for this project, there were 10 Santas, and then I made 12 just regular ones out of cardstock that were green gingham. But I just love the Santas. Thank you, dear. You know who you are. All DMC. But I store this in my Vintage Owl Lady new bag that I got for myself with presents. And I threw in a bunch of 14 and 18 count fabrics, all scraps, because these are of the nature where you can use scraps that are small, that are big. But starting back in 2007 and 8, 9, and then up, most of them are from 7, 8, and 9, clear through 14, are the Crunchy Rustic Primitives, Jenny Hoffman, downloadable charts. The first one, I Believe, I'm not going to go through all of these, but the first one is I Believe. And then there's even Oh Come Let Us Adore Him, this Oh Christmas Tree, my Christmas My Work sampler, Merry Christmas 1783 Bell Snickle. But there's like 15 charts here that I downloaded, and I know I got these when we were living in a different house, probably about 2009, 10, and 11, and then a couple, you know, in 13, 14 when I found them. I kitted up. I went through and listed every single DMC floss I needed, kitted them all up on these, and now I'm ready to start. I figure if I do one a month, some of these I can't show you the chart obviously, but some of them very small, very simple. This one is Oh Come Let Us Adore Him. I know a lot of you have seen this one. This is from 2016. But yeah, I really want to get some of these done, even for just all bowl fillers. If I frame a few and just do one a month, one every other month, something. But I just wanted to use those cute little Santa floss drops and get those kitted up. Over the holidays, I had ordered from Threadwork Primitives Victorian Christmas Pin Keep, and it says Merry Christmas 1843. But I ordered it too because I loved this pin book, or this pin cushion right here, made out of a paper mache top of a shaker box that you get at Hobby Lobby. Losing my voice. The first one didn't come. It didn't come and didn't come and didn't come, and so I contacted her. She very graciously sent me out another one. Then about 2 days after that one came, this mangled plastic envelope came in the mail that was looked like it had been drenched in the mud or the water. The envelope was just a atrocious sight. Opened it up on the inside, and here's this pattern in pristine condition. So I contacted her and told her that I would give this one away. So just leave me a comment below. You don't have to use a code word or anything. I'm just going to draw from everybody that leaves a comment. Just loved that pin keep and this pin cushion. Again, this is Threadwork Primitives Victorian Christmas Pin Keeps. And I told her that I would give this one away. Yeah, just beautiful. So anyway, leave me a message any kind, and you can get started on your Christmas for 2022. I do want to keep working on Jovianna 1841. My 2022 plans include mainly finishing some that I have. I want to report to you that my finishing whip number at the end of 2022 is in the high 30s. To me, yes, it is a process. It was about the collecting. I can honestly say it used to be about the collecting, but now I just want to work on what I have. I am content in my stitching methods, in my stitching stash, other than those 3 colors. The minute I'm on Notify, I'm on Please Let Me Know, and several stores and websites and different things. But I just want to finish what I have. And in my personal life, I am going to be getting very busy here with an additional responsibility that is come upon me. So this month I'm going to concentrate on Jovianna and finish Cookie's house into a pillow, not a wreath. And my next whip that I want to attack, though, probably the 1st of March, will be Little Birds by Blackbird Designs. Little Birds has been a favorite of mine since it came out. And I have my border almost all done, and I really want to focus on Little Birds because that sampler is very large. And I'm going to be in a spot this summer where I'm going to take one project and finish it. And I think that's going to be Little Birds. So have a wonderful new year. Next time I see you will be February. I will have I have a birthday in February, and I'm going to have a birthday start. And what that is yet, I don't know. I've thought about that Lessons in Abecedarian. I've thought about Carol Suffling, 1848, I believe. And I've also thought about doing just a red sampler for my birth month, since it's a February hearts and red and a Valentine's month. Not sure yet, but I do enjoy all the comments, and I'm more likely to respond to them in the first day or 2. I don't know what that means or why, but I also respond to emails. I list my email address, but maybe it's just a psychological thing with me that if I see a message, oh, I got to answer this right away. I don't know. I'm more likely to respond to those messages that are within the first 2 or 3 days anyway. So right now I'm going to go bake that bread that's been rising right here all video long for my neighbor, and see if I can just enjoy being home. I don't get to stay home all day very often. And see if I can enjoy the rain and the snow and the sleet and be here by my fire that just shut off, but just enjoy the day. I wish you happy stitching, stay warm, and stay dry. There are parts of our country that are having some severe weather. So stay inside, stitch, stay warm, call and check on your neighbors, especially the elderly and the widows. If you are so inclined and you're prompted to do that, please check in on your neighbors. And I will see you in February.